Oh yeah, I forgot to lock it. Okay, it says it's recording. Today is Thursday. It's already Thursday. Well, today is Thursday, July 9th, 2020, and I'm with my student,
Tanay.
Tanay. Okay, Tanay. And yesterday we talked about, we reviewed looping, and today we're going to hopefully complete, Tanay will be able to complete his, earn his looping badge today. Let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let's go to Python tutor, and I have the code here. So again, we have the for loop, and I'll just quickly review. Just do a quick review. Okay. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, And okay. So again, when we have the for loop, we have the for loop header. And again, we have this range function. And in this for loop, all it does is prints the counter. X is the counter, okay? And it prints the counter. So as the counter goes up, and then when the counter hits 9, it prints 9, that's the last one. And then when it range hits 10, its range stops, okay? So we go here in the body of the for loop, okay? So all it does is prints the number, the counter, and then, it goes back to the top of the for loop header, and then the range changes X to the next number, increments it to the next number, which is 1, right? We can see over here on the bottom, X is equal to 1, and then it prints 1, X becomes 2, it prints 2, and on and on and on. And then once we get to 9, right, X becomes 9, and then we go back to, it prints 9, go back to the for loop header, and then range, when it hits 10, it stops. And so then when the range stops yielding or generating numbers, then the for loop stops, okay? And then we stop, and then we go to the next line of code, and we go to the while loop. Now with the while loop, we have to initialize the counter X, okay? X is 0, and then the while loop, it checks, is X less than 10? As long as X is less than 10, it keeps looping. It prints X, and then it increments X, so X becomes 1. Then we go back to the while loop header, and it checks, is X less than 10? X is 1, so at 1 is less than 10, so it loops again, and then it keeps doing that until we get to 9. It prints 9. X will become 10, okay? X will prints 9, X becomes 10. And we go back to the while head looper. Is 10 less than 10? No. So this is condition is false. So then it stops. So the big difference between a while loop and the for loop, the while loop has a condition. The for loop does not have a condition. It just stops, okay? Now instead of printing just 0, 1, 2, we want to do something else, right? So let's say just to keep it simple, let's say we're only going to go up to 4. So how many times is this for loop going to loop now, Tanay?
4 times.
Only 4 times, okay? So let's say instead of just printing X, let's say we wanted to print multiples of 2, okay? So if we want to print, oops, Tanay. So if we want to print it multiples of 2, then we could do this, right?
What is that star thing?
It's the multiply. It means multiply.
Oh.
Okay, so every time it prints, it's going to take the counter and then multiply by 2. Okay, so let's see what we get. We're going to get a 0 because 0 times 2 is still 0. So we're going to get, okay, so we're going to still get 0, right? Get 1. What's 1 times 2? 2. So then we're going to print 2. Then we're going to print 2 times 2. So that's 4. Then we're going to print 3 times 2, 6. And then we're going to print 4 times, oops, and then that was it. 0, 2, you see that? We changed the output, okay? You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I just want to add 1. So every time I add 1, what's going to happen to the output?
It's gonna, we'll do +1.
It'll just add 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So instead of 0, we're going to get 1. Instead of 1, we're going to get 2. Instead of 2, we're going to get 3. And instead of 3, we're going to get 4. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So we increased. So we changed the output from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3 to now from 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. So what else can we do with x? Okay. And you don't even need to use x. You could just have x you could create another variable, right? So I could create a y, and I could do x, let's say x. I could do x plus 5. And then, you see that? Are you following me?
Kind of.
Okay, so we can do more stuff in the body of the loop. You see that?
Wait,
I'm sorry?
what is y?
It's another variable.
Thought you could only have one variable in.
No, we can have many variables. I created a variable inside the body, inside the body of the for loop.
5.
What?
If y equals x plus 5, then what is x?
X stays the same. X is going to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3.
So
X stays the
y
same.
equals 5?
Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. So if we run this code, x is still 0. X is still 0. And then we're going to print, y will then become 0 plus 5. Becomes 5. And then y will print, okay? And then when we go back into the loop body of the loop, y is still going to be 5. You see how y is still 5? That hasn't changed, right? Okay. So when I loop again, what's the next number? What's y going to become next?
When you loop again, y is going to become 10.
10, right? So if I keep, no, I'm sorry. Oops. No, actually it would be 6. 6.
6?
Because x is only 2. Okay.
Wait.
Okay, so I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Because I added 5. Okay. So how do I get this to print out multiples of 5? What do I need to do to print out multiples of 5?
Y equals 5 plus 5? No.
If I do that, then y will always be 10. Where's the x?
Oh yeah. Y equals x plus 15 maybe. Let's try. No,
But that's
wait.
not going to give us multiples of 5.
It'll start at 15 then.
I got 15, 16. You just shifted the numbers up.
Oh.
So what do I need to get it to print multiples of 5? What do I need to do to x?
to get
Today
it
your
to
video's off again.
It is.
Yeah.
Let me turn it back on.
So what do we need to get multiples of 5?
Maybe another variable.
I think we have a lot of variables already. I think 2 is enough. What do we need to get y, so that when we print y is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What do we need to do? What do we need to do y? What do we need to do here? Adding doesn't make it a multiple of 5.
Okay.
So what should we do to y? We can add, we can subtract, we can multiply, we can divide, we can do mod. What do you think we need to do? Tanay, your face is chopped off.
Multiply by 5.
Okay, let's try that. Multiply by 5, right? Okay, let's see what happens.
Wait,
Okay,
0?
y is still going to be 0 because when you multiply by 0, you get 0. Okay. And then x is now 1. So now we're going to get 5. Okay, we've got 0, 5. And now we're going to get 10. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay. Okay, so we got 0, 5, 10, 15. We're getting closer to what we want, right?
We need to change the 4 into a 7.
Need to change the 4 into 7? Okay.
Wait, not 7. 5. We need it to be a 5.
Okay. So we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay.
And then it goes to 30. So we need to change it to 5, not
5.
7.
Okay. Okay, we've got 5, 10, 15, 20, and
25.
nope. Where's the 25?
Oh,
You don't got the
6.
25. So what is the output we want? The output we want is 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. So what do we need to do?
Make it 6.
Okay, make it 6. Okay. We need to make it 6. Okay. 5. So we still got the 0, but this is closer to what we want, right? We want 5, 10. How do we get rid of the 0? Do you know how we get rid of the 0? How do we get rid of 0? Because we keep getting the 0. How do we get rid of the 0?
I don't know.
What do we want to do? What do we want the computer to do when y is 0?
When y
is 0, what do we don't want it to do?
We not want it to not come. 0 is not a.
We don't want it to print out, right?
Yeah, 0
We
is
only
not
want to print out non-zero numbers, right?
Yeah, so
how do we get the computer to do that for us? When y is 0, we don't want it to print. What would we use to do that, to get the computer to do that?
I do not know.
Well, what did you work on before? What batch did we work on before?
Wait, what do we work on before? Before looping, I think we worked on modulus. I think we worked on modulus before. No, conditionals.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, values, modulus, you know values, you understand modulus, you understand swapping values, you understand variables, you understand lists, you understand conditionals. So which one of these things would you use to get the computer to make a decision for us?
Maybe let's try conditionals.
Okay. So what do we need to put in there so that when y is 0, we don't want it to print it? We only want to print non-zero numbers. So what would we need to, what do we need to start it off with? So how do we start the conditional?
Maybe,
What do all the conditionals start with? What's the keyword?
it always starts with,
What keyword do we always use?
the keyword.
How do we start off all these conditionals?
Start off all the conditionals.
What is the keyword we use? How do you code a conditional?
Oh, how do you call the conditional?
Tanay, what are you doing?
What do you mean? I'm checking my notes.
Okay, you're checking your notes.
I don't really have any notes.
How do we start the conditional? What is the word that we use? It's a two-letter word.
Print.
No, not print. We start conditional. This is how we start conditional. Print?
No.
Start conditional like that? No, we don't do that.
I don't know.
You forgot all the conditionals already?
No, not all of them. I remember the equals,
Right.
exclamation mark equals, greater than, and smaller than.
Right. You forgot the conditionals already? How could you forget all of them? We just did that last week.
I didn't forget them. I just told you.
So how do we start a conditional?
Okay,
let's start with the condition. What is the condition we're looking for?
The condition we're looking for, I think.
What is the condition? When what is
Greater
what,
than.
we don't want it to do what?
We don't want it to make zero come.
We don't want print anything that zeros. Okay. So what are we checking for? Which variable are we checking for?
Checking for. I'm checking for zero. No, that's not a
Which variable are we checking for?
If it has.
Are we checking for X? Are we checking for Y? Which one?
X.
We're going to check for X? Okay. So if X, what kind of comparison? What are we checking for? What's the condition we're looking for? X what?
X, X cannot have zero in it.
Okay, so when X is not equal?
Yeah, when X is not equal.
To zero.
To zero.
Okay, so that's our condition. So what do we need to, what is it that we need before the condition?
Before the condition, colon.
What's the keyword we need?
It's a word, not a symbol. It's not print.
It's not print. I don't understand how you could forget that. We just did it last week. It's a two-letter word. We need a two-letter word. Starts all the conditionals start this way. It's a two-letter word.
Let's start. And I don't know.
You forgot the two-letter word?
Yeah. I think I got it.
You got it? It's a two-letter word.
It's if.
If, right, if. How could you forget if? Okay, if X is not equal to zero, what do we want? So what do we need after the condition?
Colon.
Colon, thank you. Colon, okay. So if X is not equal to zero, then what do we want it to do?
We want it to keep on going. No, wait.
No, we want it to do what?
If X is not equal to zero.
We want it to do what?
Wait, no, not equal. If X is equal to zero.
Whoa. You said if X, we don't want to print zero. When X is equal to zero, if we add to zero or divide by zero, if we add or multiply or subtract from zero,
It's still gonna be 0.
Well, I'm sorry. If we multiply by 0, we're gonna get 0. So we don't
Yep.
want to print 0. We only want to print 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah.
So
Print
if
5,
x is
10,
not
15.
equal to 0, what do we want the code? What do we want the computer to do?
Print 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Right. So we're gonna print. What are we printing? Printing
Print,
what? What are we
print
printing?
integers.
Right. So what are we printing? Print what?
Print.
Am I printing x? Am I printing
No.
x?
No, you're printing Y.
We're printing y, right? Because if we print x, then we're only gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if we print y, so if x is not equal to 0, then we want to print y, right? And this will prevent the program from printing a 0, right? Okay, let's see. You keep telling me you have to use conditionals, and then you don't want to use it. Okay, so what is the first number we're going to print?
5.
What is x? X is 0, so what's going to happen?
It's gonna print 0, but then it's gonna erase it probably.
No. What does a conditional do? When do you print y?
When you print Y, if X is unequal to 0.
When is not equal to 0, right? So
Yeah.
what's going to print now?
1 maybe.
What is y?
Y is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
No. What is y now? Right here.
Now
It says right here.
Now it's 0.
Okay, what is x?
X is also 0.
So what's going to print?
0.
Whoa. You have a conditional here. What does the conditional do?
It makes sure that 0 doesn't print.
So what's going to print? Is 0 going to print?
No.
Is y is 0? Is both are 0? Will y print?
No.
No, nothing's going to print. You see, nothing printed, right? That's what you wanted, right?
Yeah, but
Okay.
then
Now y is still 0, x is 1. So what's going to happen to y now?
it's gonna turn into 5 and print 5.
Okay. So is x equal to 0?
No, it is not equal to 0.
It's not equal to 0. So what's going to happen?
5 is gonna print.
5 is going to print. Okay. So as long as x is not, you told me x not equal to 0, right? As long as x is not equal to 0, it prints. Okay. It prints 5, it prints 10, it prints 15, 20, and 25. So is that what we wanted?
Yes.
Okay, that's what we wanted. So how did you do the while loop? You got the while loop to work? How did you do the while loop?
I saw it said X plus 1, so I changed the 1 to a 5.
Okay, so you change this to a 5. Okay. Okay, so let's see if that works. Okay, so this we're going to change it to 6, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're doing the for loop. So in the for loop, we want the for loop and the while loop to look exactly the same, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. So the for loop gave us 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And now we want the while loop to do that, right? So let's see what happens. Oh, it's still printed as 0. Tanay, it's still printed as 0. Oh, and then it stopped.
Huh?
Tanay, look, it printed 0, 5, and then stopped.
What?
It stopped. Okay, what did I do wrong here? What's wrong with this? What's
it says
wrong with
X equals 0. It should be X equals 5.
So it only printed 0 and 5. So what's wrong here? What's wrong with the header? What's wrong with this header then? What's wrong with this header?
X equals 0 should be X equals 5. No, wait, the 6.
No?
The 6 should be turned into a 25.
Should be 25. Are you sure?
Yep. And then x equals 0 should be if x equals 5.
Okay, x equals 5. Okay.
Mm,
Okay, so the for loop is still working, right? So the while loop, we print a 5.
Yes,
Okay, looks like it's working. Oh, what happened to the 25? It didn't print a 25.
30. We have to make the 25 in the while loop into a 30.
Into a 30. Okay, let's see again. Let's try again.
Mm,
Okay, I'll just hit last and okay. Okay, is the output the same?
yes.
Okay, is the output the same? Okay. Okay. You okay?
Yeah. Master Han.
Tanay,
Master
Tanay,
Han.
you okay? Stop. Okay, stop that. You're making me dizzy. What
Master
could we do? What could we do with this code without changing the x, without changing line 15, 20, without changing lines 15, 16, and 18? What can we do? What could we do to get it to do to print the same output?
I printed again.
What can we do inside the loop without changing 15, 16, and 18? What can we do so that we can print 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? What could we do?
Well, that's what we just did.
No. I'm saying what could we do without changing 15, 16, and 18? What could we do to get the same output as the for loop? What do you think we could do?
Without changing, we could do print.
What lines of code could we add to the body? What lines of code could we add to the body? Instead of print X, what could we do to replace this?
Print Y.
So that, what?
Print Y.
Just print Y?
Yeah.
Just that?
Yep.
Well, we didn't even create Y in this block. There's no Y there.
Oh, I thought it would connect it with
No, it's not
the for
connected.
loop.
They're completely separate. Look. Look. Look.
Oh my, wait, what just happened? Why is it like 25, 25, 20?
Because that's what Y was here. They're totally separate.
Oh,
The Y is still the same Y, but it's not. What do we need to do? So what are we missing here in the while loop?
we have to make the variable Y for
Okay,
while,
right. We have to make a variable
for
Y.
while loop and do the same thing we did.
So what do we do? So what do I need to code?
You need a code,
Tanay, you got to stop that. You're making me dizzy.
Y
What do we need to code? I'll let you. I'm going to give you control. I'm going to let you do it. You have control, Tanay. So what do we need to put in there?
Huh? Why is there another X? What
You
is
don't
this?
have an asterisk?
What is this?
I'm sorry, what?
There's so many equal signs and so many X's. Something's wrong.
I don't know. Let's try again. I don't know what you're doing. You're hitting a lot of keys. Let's try again.
For some Y equals X, and then what is that star keys thingy?
Star key thingy. Okay.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know. What are you doing? Okay.
I'm pressing backspace.
Well, I don't know. It's okay. So we have y equals x star asterisk.
What is
I don't know what you're doing.
what is happening?
Okay. So what's gonna happen? So what's gonna happen when we run the code though?
Then I have to make another line.
Wait a minute. Let's see what happens. So I'll just go to last. Okay. Okay, so the for loop is working correctly, right?
Yes, I'm
The
pretty
while
sure.
loop, what's the problem with the while loop? What's there we don't want to see?
I don't know.
What's the difference between the for loop and the while loop?
The difference is there is a zero.
Okay,
Zero,
so how do we get rid of the
zero.
0 here? How do we get rid of the 0?
I don't know.
How did we get rid of the 0 in the for loop?
If x.
Okay, so you have control, so we need to add that in then.
Okay, it's not letting me. What is this? Why over here? I need to be up there.
1 second, 1 second. Okay, try again. Okay, try again.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Master Han.
Whoa.
What is this?
I don't know. You're hitting a whole bunch of keys. Try again. Just do it
I'm just
slowly.
pressing.
Just do it slowly. Don't rush.
What?
I don't know. You're hitting. I don't know what kind of. You're hitting some extra keys. Try again.
No, I'm just pressing with one finger. I'm pressing I.
I don't know. You're touching something. Okay. I
F.
don't know what you're hitting. I don't know what you're hitting. Okay.
I'm just hitting with one finger. I'm putting my. I'm
Okay.
only doing it like
don't know.
this and then boom, like that. Just like.
I don't know.
How can I touch
Okay.
any of the
If what? If what?
keys? X. What?
I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
I'm not doing anything. It just happened.
Okay.
Oh.
Are you sure you're only hitting one key? Because it looks like you're hitting a whole bunch of keys.
I'm sure I'm hitting one
Okay.
key. If.
Okay. You just tell me, what do I need to type? If what?
If X exclamation mark equal sign 0 colon print Y.
Okay. Is this correct?
Yes, I am sure of it.
This is correct?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep. If that's all the stuff that we.
No, it says I have an indentation error.
Oh, we indented it. It thinks it's a part of the loop.
No, what you. You. So what do we need to do here?
Unindent it?
You want me to unindent it? If I unindent it, then this is what happens. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
This is correct.
Let's try it.
No, it says indentation error. Look, it says line 19. It's indented wrong. What do I need to do here?
I don't know if it was indented.
What does the error say? Tanay, read the error. What does the error say?
Expected an indented block? What's that?
Well, this here, what inside the while loop is a block of code. This is a block of code. But it's saying line 19 is not indented correctly. So what do we need to do?
So we need to indent it correctly.
Okay. So is this correct?
No,
No. Is this correct?
no,
Is this correct?
no.
Is this correct?
Yep.
That's funny because that's how we got the error message before. We got another. No, it's still not indented. So what do we need to do?
I don't know.
What the error, Tanay, what does the error message say?
Expected an indenting block of string line 19.
No, it just says expecting an indented line. Indented block. It's saying this is still not indented. So what do we need to do?
I don't know. It's
How do we indent?
Oh, we indent the while part.
Yeah, the while part is indented, but it's saying this line is still not indented. So what do we need to do? If it says when you see an indentation error, what does that mean? What's missing here? It says right here.
Expected an indented block.
So what's missing?
And
this is what's missing.
Indentation.
Right. So what do we still need to do?
Well, we still need to indent it, but we already did.
So is this correct?
Probably.
Probably. Let's see.
Please work, please work, please work, please work.
Okay. So when we have a conditional, what do we need to do with the action that you want the conditional to do? It has to be indented, right? Okay. Yeah. If it's not indented, then the Python interpreter will generate an indentation error. Okay.
Mr. Han.
Yeah.
I need to go wash my hands.
Okay. Okay. What are you doing? Okay, Tanay, I'm going to, what is this? Okay, I have a different looping problem for you to work on. Okay?
Here's Buzz.
Okay, so this is the output. This is the output I want to see from your for loop and your while loop. Okay? I want to see 0, 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz. Okay, so then 13. Okay, 14. Nope, that's wrong. 14. Oops, what's going on here? Okay, and then I wanted to. No, wait a minute. Where is this? Okay, 14. Okay. Okay. Tanay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Where's your face, Tanay? You're hiding from me.
No, I'm not.
No, you're not. It looks like you're hiding from me.
What do you mean, Master Han? I'm right here.
Okay, well, you're hiding. Okay. Now you see the output I want?
The output you want
okay,
is
you see the output I want,
1,
right?
2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz.
Okay.
11, fizz, 13, 14, fizz, buzz.
Okay,
How
so
do
I'm gonna
you
give
do
you.
this?
So this will be due. I want you to do this by. Do it. I want you to have. So by next Monday, okay? Next Monday, 10 p.m. You should. I went over a lot of stuff with you, so you should know how to do that now, right?
Monday,
So
Monday,
what would you need to
Monday.
use? What do you need to use to be able to do that?
Looping.
Right. Well, of
Probably.
course you're going to be doing that, but what else are you going to use? What other coding concept are you going to be using?
Probably I'm gonna be using conditionals.
Right. You're the one who keeps saying you have to use conditionals, right? Right? Okay.
It is impossible to code without conditionals.
Well, again, it's not
Impossible.
that's not really true, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to do. I would say, I mean, my at the
Impossible.
okay. Okay, so your mom has the gift card I sent you for your birthday. So
What?
if she spends it all, she buys herself something nice with it, I had no control.
Mm.
So if you're good, I guess she'll use it on you. If you're bad, she'll spend it on herself. What did you get on your birthday? Did you get don't give out any personal information. Did you get anything nice? Did you get nice stuff or what? Oh, you didn't have to eat any veggies, right? That was your birthday present. You didn't have to
I'm pretty
eat any.
sure. I'm pretty sure
You ate some.
I don't
You
even
ate veggies on
remember
your
what I.
birthday.
Wait, I had a burger on my birthday, so.
So your parents tricked you into eating vegetables. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I actually like the lettuce in the middle. I just like it. I don't know
Okay.
why. Like lettuce and cucumber are fine.
Cucumber, really?
Yeah, I love cucumber.
Oh, cucumber. What kind of restaurant is that?
No, like not like that. Like having cucumbers at home.
Ah, okay.
I don't think
The
anywhere.
parents are really good at tricking you into eating vegetables, right?
No, cucumbers are just naturally good.
Okay. Okay.
They're probably because they're like 50% water. Like
Well,
if
vegetables
you
are mostly water, so I don't know why you don't
if
like
you
vegetables. There's mostly
if you
water.
just like squeeze a cucumber,
Okay.
then you'll and
But
into a
you know
glass.
vegetables are mostly water, right?
Really,
Yeah. So why do you say veggies are overrated? You need water to live, right? Okay.
I hate asparagus.
Okay, well, I'm not saying you don't have to love every kind of vegetable, but it's a good idea. I mean, you agree, you know, you need to eat your vegetables, right?
Master Han,
Yeah.
have you ever eaten a pumpkin before? Pumpkin, like
Yeah.
pumpkin pie or
Pumpkin,
something?
yeah. I didn't
Is
like it
it
that
good?
much. I don't like it.
Oh,
I don't like pumpkin that much. You like pumpkin?
I've never had
Oh, you never
pumpkin.
had pumpkin? Why not?
Oh no. Maybe once I had pumpkin. I don't know.
Maybe you had pumpkin. Pumpkin. There's a lot of flavored pumpkin stuff, but it's usually not had. It usually doesn't actually have any pumpkin inside. It just
The
has some kind
only
of. It just has kind of a flavoring, a pumpkin flavoring, without actually having any pumpkin inside of it. So it's
the only time of year
kind of a scam, really.
the only time of year when I get to see a pumpkin is on Halloween.
Well, they grow the rest of the year because it takes a long time to grow a pumpkin. Okay. So you're not, you know, you're about at that level where what's happening is because we're doing looping, right? And then
Yep.
next week we're going to do functions.
Mhm.
So so you have to start. So the goal that uh, um, your mother, the goal that your mother wants you to achieve. And
Mhm.
again, I don't think. I don't think I don't think your mother. I don't. I mean, I my goal of teaching coding is not so that you can not that you get a not that you become a coder and work as a coder. Although if you want to do that for 2 to 3 years or in the beginning, that's fine. Your mother did it, right?
She's still
Mother
doing
code.
it.
What?
She's still doing it.
Well, she doesn't code anymore, but she works with people who do all the coding. She's a product manager. She's a much higher level. Okay.
I think she does the debugging.
Really?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
She might test the product. I don't know. Maybe. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so the point of it is not, the point of it is to understand code, because if you want to build something, if you want to build a website, a game, an app,
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand how to code. Even though you're not doing the coding yourself, you have to know enough. You have to know enough to judge if someone else is doing it correctly or not. Is that making any sense?
I had a question, but now I forgot what it was.
If your mother didn't know how to code, then she would have no idea if the people who work she manages, she would have no idea if they were doing a good job or a bad job. She would have no idea how fast it would take them to complete a project. Does that make any sense?
Kind of.
Okay. If you don't know how to cook, how do you know if the chef that you hired at your restaurant is doing a good job or not?
Well, you can taste what he makes.
But that's a chef. Chefs don't just make tasty food. They have to do it. They have to create a product. What if the chef is really slow? Is that good for your restaurant?
I will fire his face off.
Whoa. Whoa. Right?
Like, it shouldn't take that long to make pancakes.
Well, how would you know? How would you know if you didn't know how to cook yourself?
Because
you don't have to be a cook. You don't have to be a cook, but you do need to have restaurant experience, right?
Okay.
If you never worked at a restaurant, how would you? If you never worked at a burger place, how would you know if the burgers were good or not? How would you know that if you opened your own burger place, if you wanted the Tanay's tasty burgers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it make sense for you to actually work at a burger place for a while before you opened up your own restaurant?
Yeah, probably.
What do you think would happen to your burger restaurant if you had no previous experience working at a burger joint?
Then you would probably your manager would fire your face off.
Okay, let's stop saying fire face off. Okay, if you never worked at a restaurant, what would your chances of having your own successful restaurant?
Probably 0.0099.
Pretty low, right? If you want to open your own restaurant, what would be the smartest thing for you to do today?
The first thing I need to know how to do is know how to make a burger first, then hire the people to make the burger.
Well, you would want to work at a burger place. If you wanted to open up a burger restaurant, then you would want to work on one first, right?
Yep.
Tanay. You're making me dizzy.
Okay.
Okay, right? So if you want to be the next Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg, you will need to if you want to, let's say today you want to make your own version of Facebook, right?
I want to make I want to be the next Steve Jobs.
Okay. You want to be the next Steve Jobs, but Apple is more than just hardware. They make a lot of software, right?
What's the difference between hard and software?
Well, software is the code.
And wait, is software soft coding and hardware hard coding?
No. Hardware is the actual computers and smartphones.
Oh,
printers,
hardware is the software, shape of it?
But the hardware is useless if you don't have any software.
Yeah, because then it's just an inanimate object.
Yeah, it would be an
So
inanimate
it
object.
still
Okay.
is. It still is, even if you add the code.
Right, the person actually has to use it. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. So once you complete this, so once you can generate, so when you can code, I need you to code a for loop and a while loop that will generate. Tanay, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still
The
here.
video is off.
It is. Let me try something. What about now?
Okay, so I want you to code a for loop and a while loop that will generate this output 0, 1. This, excuse me, it's both the same output. This output is the same for both 0, 1, 2, 3, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz. So every time the number is a multiple of 3, I want it to, you want the code to generate a to print fizz. Every number that's a multiple of 5, you want to print buzz and not the number. And then every number that is fizz, that is 15. So we want stop at 15. So when it hits 15, we want it to print fizz buzz. Okay?
I mean, like, I guess.
Let me guess. Okay.
Mhm.
So if you need help, then you can help me. Try not to ask your mother for help. If you need help, you can ask me if you get stuck. But I think you should be able to do this. Okay. Try to do as much of it yourself as possible. And if you get stuck, and then if once you do that, then you will have earned your looping badge. Okay. Okay.
But is it okay if, like, if I get stuck, am I allowed to ask my mom for help? Like, if it's easy, I'll not. But if
You can ask me.
okay,
You can ask me. Try to do as much as possible yourself. Okay.
okay,
So it should be pretty easy for you. Like you said, you're going to be using a conditionals, obviously, because you need the computer to do something. You need the computer to do something other than just print a number, right? So you need a conditional. Okay. So how many
yep.
conditionals do you think you'll need to have here?
I don't know, maybe 3 million.
No, not 3 million. So how many different outputs are we? So it's going to print a number, or what is it going to print? Tanay, you're making me
Either
this
fizz
again.
or buzz or fizz buzz.
Okay, so either Tanay, you're making me dizzy. Please stop that.
Sorry.
Okay, so either it prints the number.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the share. Okay, so it either prints the number, right?
Mhm.
So we have what case? So we have case 0. So we have case 0.
What's case
Prints.
0?
It's the possibilities, right? So case 0, it prints the number as is, right? Prints the number. So we have, so it's either going to print the number or it's going to print what? What else can it print? It prints the number or it prints what?
It either prints the number or it prints fizz or buzz
Or
or
it
fizz
prints
buzz.
fizz. Okay, well, hold on. So it can either prints the number or prints fizz. Are you seeing what I'm typing in the chat?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. So it either prints the number itself, or it prints fizz, or what else does it do?
Buzz.
Or it prints buzz. Okay. And what is the last thing it can do? Case 3.
Print fizz buzz.
Fizz buzz. Okay. So either it prints the number, or it prints fizz, or it prints buzz, or it prints fizz buzz. So how many possible cases do we have?
Okay.
How many cases do we have?
4. 4 cases.
Okay, so we have 4. 4 possibilities. 4 cases. 4. I can spell this correctly. Okay, 4 cases, 4 possibilities, right? The number itself, or fizz, or buzz, or fizz buzz. Okay? So you're probably going to have at least 3 or 4 conditionals, okay? Okay?
Okay.
So what kind of conditional do you think you're going to be making?
Probably like
How many different kind of conditionals do we have?
6.
No, no, no. I mean, if you remember your conditionals badge, how many different kind of conditionals did you learn?
Equals.
No, 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 not the conditions. The conditional statements. How many different conditional statements do we have?
Oh, if
We have
like
the if statement.
the
We have if
else
statements.
statement,
If
the
else,
else, and
if
else
else
if.
statements, and what else?
Else if.
If else statements.
What
Okay.
is elif in the middle?
Elif stands for else if.
Yeah, but
Elif is
why is
elif
it in the middle?
because think of this. If else, let's think of this. So you could have an if and then an else, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I do if else and then if else if else, do you see that?
If else.
If else if. So instead of doing that, we do this. If I contracted it.
Oh.
Do you see that? So it's a contraction. Okay. If this, you do one thing. Else, if we do something else. Okay. So what kind of conditional do you think you'll be using for your looping challenge? Are you going to use a if?
All of them,
if
probably.
else, if else, or are we going to use a if else? What kind of
All of them.
What?
All of them.
No. I'm saying which one do you think you use? Are you going to use the if else or if else? Which kind of conditional are you going to be using?
I think I'm gonna use all of them.
Okay, not actually all of them, but
Probably else and if.
else and if?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, you're confusing me. So we have if statements.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to use an if statement? Are you going to use an if else statement? Or are you going to use an if else statement? What do you think? You have 4 different cases, possibilities, right? Either you print 0, if you print a number, or you print fizz or buzz or fizz buzz. So you have 4 possibilities. Okay. So which kind of statement are you going to be using?
Use if.
I'm sorry?
I think I'll use if.
Just if?
Yep.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Well, you work on it. Okay. So you have 3 different conditionals: if else, and if else. Okay. So these, you have a whole bunch of possibilities. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So work on that and try to get that done by Monday. If you get stuck, just reach out, contact me, and I will help you. Okay. Okay. So what you need to do is you need to type it up in Trinket. Okay.
And drink it?
Yeah, you need to create the code inside Trinket. Okay. Okay. And then you could share the code with me, and I can look at it. Okay. Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Once you do that, then you'll get the looping badge. Okay.
Okay.
Do you think you can do that?
Yeah. Probably.
I think you can do it. Okay.
There's a heat warning here in Canada, so that's why I'm feeling so hot, because there's a heat warning.
Okay. So that's what I want you to work on. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as you get it done, then you'll get your looping badge. Okay.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah. So hot here.
Okay, so have a good week. Okay, let me know what you're doing. Okay, if
Okay.
you need help, I'm here. Okay, try not to ask your mom for your help. Okay,
Okay.
I don't want your mom to give you all the answers. Okay, you have to kind of work it on yourself. Okay.
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 Got
Okay.
master on.
Bye bye.